You need.
There we go. All right. So welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday for women visionaries in transition, the entrepreneurs, the executives out there, the high achievers, the dreamers, the go-getters, Mart tribe, basically. We want to cultivate a solid foundation of aligned self-care practices. And I am the Change Guide for Growth. I am a productivity expert, and I will help you streamline your journey to authentic expansion, ease, and joy. So we are jumping on for my Visionaries in Transition Facebook Live series, where I interview the amazing and inspiring impact makers in my own network to discuss the transitions that have shaped our lives and businesses. So if you're joining us, please like, comment, share, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and let us know that you're here. So today I'm talking to Taryn, who is a positive intelligence coach.
I am a positive intelligence coach. So thank you, Claire. I think what you are up to in the world is needed and wanted. So thank you for bringing and playing your bigger game right now. So
thank you. That warms my heart. I mean, again, there's a reason why you're in my tribe.
Right. But we get to appreciate what we're doing. And this is not easy stuff. Like just putting yourself out here on a weekly basis of like, hey, here's what I'm sharing. It's like, that takes courage. And yeah, you're playing a bigger game. So
yeah, thank you. I keep joking that I'm slowly becoming just a digital content creation person, like, because I'm making about 7 to 10 videos a week right now.
Fantastic. Yeah, you're showing up.
So let's talk about you. Tell me about your backstory. How did you get to where you are today?
Oh, well, the quick and short answer is divorce. Right? So kind of a major life quake there. You get divorced and then you reevaluate, or at least I did. I reevaluated what I was up to in the world and what wasn't working and what I did want to work. And so that's how I have come onto this journey of becoming a leadership coach and really stepping into how does the mindset hold myself back and how does it hold back my clients in really reaching their full potential.
Yeah, I mean, I always say personal development at the end of the day is business development. It is professional development because it's the foundation. Like you can't build a 10-story building on the foundation of a 2-story house. No,
it like you got to go deep before you can build up and out.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, all right, let's start at the foundation and then build our way up.
Yeah, and look at what the cracks are that are in there, because they're typically our own. At least that's what I found, is my own cracks contributed to many of these fractured relationships, or my perspective on how I showed up as a leader in my organization when I was working in corporate. All of that, I had to take an inventory, like what needs to be addressed here before I can step up and do something different.
Yeah, 100%, because there's always going to be a thread. There's always going to be a connecting thread that underlines a lot of your habits, behaviors, beliefs, assumptions, whatever. Yeah. So tell me about these transitions in your life and business. Was it just the divorce? Were there other ones thrown in there?
Several transitions. I would say, if we like put a big bucket around it, it was like relationships. What was the relationship to myself that was impacting relationships, whether it was a love relationship, a friendship relationship, work relationship. So those lot of transformations happened and transitions happened around my relationships as I was learning more about myself, shedding old skin and developing who I was. It's like old relationships needed to go. So I could invite in and create that space for new relationships to come in. So that meant, navigating divorce, creating a new relationship with my ex-husband so that we could be co-parents, creating a relationship with his new partner. So his new wife, she and I are actually great co-parents together. So really developing and nurturing that for the sake of the girls and for our own personal growth. And then, of course, single parenting, that's a whole new transition to go into. The dating game, what the heck is that? And oh my goodness, I got some stories around all that. Let me just say that. And then And then actually finding my own partner and blending our households and becoming a step parent and navigating so many challenges, especially we blended our family right before the pandemic. So late 2019, we're like, oh, how do we combine our two households and our kids? And oh, by the way, now we have a pandemic to navigate this. So nothing like close quarters for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Like, I don't even know where to start with all of that, because like, relationships are so important, especially relationship transitions. But then the pandemic just exacerbated like all of it. Like, relationships during the pandemic just became like the messiest of messes.
Messy because they got magnified. Like, there was no break from it because you're in the space of everyone else. And so how I navigated, how did I want to lead myself through this? Right. So when I say leadership coach, like, it's not just the CEOs of the world, right?
Totally.
Each one of us as a human is leading ourselves on a daily basis. So everyone is a leader in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Like, back when I was doing neuro leadership coaching at the beginning, is like, everyone was like, well, I'm not like some high level executive, so I don't need neuro leadership coaching. And I'm like, but we all do.
But you're a human, yes? Do we agree on that one? Are we aligned that we're all humans?
You're a human that interacts with other humans. Therefore, you need leadership skills.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, how many times have we all been like, oh, that's not me, or I don't need that, or I'm not at that level. We doubt ourselves and we don't give ourselves permission to really step out and lead for a cause, lead for an organization, lead our families. If we have families, we're leading something.
Yeah. I mean, even leading ourselves on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Like, people talk about how disciplined I am. Everyone's just like, oh, I can't believe how disciplined you are. And I'm like, it's really just self-leadership skills.
100% agree with you. Like, what's the focus for the day? What do I want to get accomplished? And having that meeting with myself to go like, what do I want at the end of the day?
Yeah. And like, one of my favorite self-leadership conversations that I have with myself quite often, like at least once a day, is future Claire going to thank me for this decision?
That's a good perspective.
Like, for example, last night I ran my dishwasher 2 days ago. And so I've been having a pile up of dirty dishes in my sink because I hadn't unloaded the clean dishwasher yet.
Yeah.
And so it got to be last night, and it was like 8 p.m., 8:30. And I was like, I don't want to deal with any of that. But I was standing in my kitchen looking like my sink was just like overflowing with like all of these.
Right.
And I was like, okay, Claire, is tomorrow Claire, not even like far in the future.
No, just the immediate, less than 24 hours. Yeah.
Is tomorrow Claire going to appreciate it if I deal with the dishes tonight?
So true. I have found that so helpful because I have the positive intelligence work. We talk about saboteurs, and one that is in my composition is called an avoider. And so if it comes to dishes, I will avoid, or if it comes to putting away my clothes, I will avoid doing that. And just so that I can spend more time later doing it, it's an interesting little conversation one has in their head. And so I've started intercepting that. And I loved the perspective you pulled in here of like, will my future self want to be dealing with this later? And it's like, oh, well, let's just take care of it now. So it's not weighing even longer than necessary. Like, let's nip it in the bud.
Yeah. Am I willing to sacrifice future Claire for present Claire?
Yeah.
Like, that's really the question that we're having with ourselves in these like self-leadership scenarios. Like, am I going to kick myself in the future,
right?
Because I didn't take care of this in the present.
And usually, and once we do it, it's like, oh, such relief. Like, why was I avoiding that? It took me 2 minutes.
Yeah, totally. I often play the 5-minute game with myself.
Yes.
I'm like, all right, sit down and do it for 5 minutes. That's all you have to commit to, is 5 minutes of whatever it is. And however much you get done in 5 minutes is enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Rather than thinking like, oh my gosh, it's going to take me hours and hours and hours to do this. So now we don't even try it.
Yeah,
Just,
exactly.
let's just start for 5.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that later today, Claire, because I have a project I want to get done and I keep putting it off. So avoider again is coming into play. So it's like, okay, just give it 5 minutes. Cause then it's like, now I've got it opened and I'm working on it.
Totally. Yeah. Like, cause this often happens to me with content creation, specifically writing. Writing gets me, like every time I sit down to write something, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so hard.
I don't know what to say. And all of those
5 minutes,
inner
like
voices.
5 minutes I give myself. And then all of a sudden it's like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later. And I'm like, okay.
And you're in the zone.
Yeah.
The starting, the getting turned on to do it is the hardest part.
Yeah. So we've been talking about lessons so far. Are there any other lessons you want to sneak in before we move on?
Another good lesson. It's around like the stories that we make up about something. Like we just tapped into it. Like the story we make up about writing content is that it's really hard and I don't have enough time. Right. It's just another avoidance type. So, and this happens with the relationships, like, oh, the story I make up about what just happened, it was catastrophic. It was awful. And they hate me. And there's no way I can come back and have another conversation with it because they just don't even like me. Like, do you see like that story has just magnified? And really, as the person was like, I just was busy and I couldn't respond to your text. Sorry. So careful of the stories you make up in your head, because there's maybe only 10% truth within that whole story.
Yeah, totally. Like I'm an introvert at the end of the day. And so my best friend has become the do not disturb mode on my phone. And so I won't respond to messages for, whenever my do not disturb mode is on.
Right. Because you've created that boundary that you need to focus on something.
Yeah, exactly. But I always find it very fascinating, the people how they respond to my non-response. It's been super fascinating. I thought of it particularly when you were talking about dating expectations. Like, a lot of people expect me to be available via text all day, every day in videos. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, well, and what you're touching on is how do you design your relationships? And that's a concept that not a lot of people are aware of, is that you can have intentionally designed relationships with people in your life, saying like, here's how I work. And it's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm intentionally trying to do something over here. And this is when I respond to things.
Yeah.
Can you be okay with that? What do you need from our relationship?
Yeah, exactly. And so I've been starting these conversations with like people, like I just put out front right off the bat, like I don't respond to texts all day, every day. Like even every day responding to texts is a bit of a stretch for me. Like it's probably going to be every other day.
Well, and that's what's allowing you to create so much and put yourself out there, is because you're focusing your energy.
Exactly. And so I explain that in dating scenarios often, and it's really fascinating to see the stories that other people make up about my boundaries. You know what I mean?
Oh, she's controlling, or she's, standoffish. And you're like, no, I'm focused on this thing. And then when I'm present with you, I'm going to be 100% all in, because I have all these boundaries that I'm now present here and I'm not doing this other thing. It's like, there's a gift there.
Yeah, exactly. And I also, this happened right before we jumped on this call. I also try to verbalize when I am multitasking with someone on a conversation.
Yes, naming it.
Right? Because I'm like, I'm still here, but I'm setting up the Facebook Live settings and all that just jazz. And I've just been trying to be more like vocal about these things, because I don't want you making up a story about it in your head.
Correct. Yeah. That's another skill or a lesson here, is like, just name what's happening. And that's going to diminish the stories significantly.
Exactly. So that leads us into the final question, is like, what kind of tools or practices have you used over the years to support yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually?
Yeah, great question. I probably started off with just journaling of gratitude. What was I grateful for every day? That was the beginner step of really being more self-compassionate towards myself and others, finding at least one thing a day I could be grateful for. And I've been doing that for over 10 years now. And that I think was instrumental in just one skill, one tool that transformed my life. And then more specifically is mindfulness and bringing in the ability to intercept when I'm sabotaging myself or others, like with the thoughts that aren't really true.
Yeah.
So actually, that's one of my core things that I offer clients right now is how to intercept the inner critic thoughts. We call them saboteurs. It's your ego, it's your reptilian brain, like all of the hijacking has many names, but same thing, intercepting it, bringing a mindfulness around it. So that practice of breath, pausing, slowing down, being present is a game changer.
And I think it's important what you said before in terms of like naming what's going on. I think that's a critical part of mindfulness as well. And just being like, look, I'm feeling upset. I'm feeling disregarded. I'm feeling joyful. I'm feeling whatever it is, just naming it.
And the key to that is actually taking time out of your day several times to check in, like what's going on right now. So scheduling a couple times for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So you say, I'm just going to check in with myself. How am I doing right now? What do I need? Or what am I noticing?
Yes, 100%. The example I always use is hangry. Like you have to check in with yourself to realize that you're in a hangry state.
Right. And probably nobody should be talking to you, nor should you be working on something until you take care of yourself.
Exactly. Like, are you really going to sit down and bang out 10 emails while you're hangry?
No.
Instead of going and grabbing a granola bar.
And taking care of that and then coming back into that state of flow.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you're going to be more productive. You're going to be nicer. You're going to be more efficient. You're going to think, gets into the neuroscience nerd for me when it comes to all this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and what you're tapping into and leading the conversation into is self-care. Like that is a critical place to support oneself. How are you doing, spiritually and emotionally, physically? How are you caring for yourself?
Yeah.
And it's not selfish.
Totally.
It's mandatory in my book.
Yeah. Like we schedule appointments for our car.
Yep.
Schedule appointments for our teeth. We schedule appointments for our lawn. It's just maintenance.
Right. Our kids get their braces. Like my daughter, she just got her braces today. Like that was self-care of her mouth. Right. And so that's important. So is your well-being and your spiritual nature.
Yeah. Per usual, we're speaking the same language.
I know. And it's so easy to forget, even as practitioners of this, it's easy to forget and get caught up to it. And so we know about it, but how many of our listeners don't even realize this is something that's important to them? And that's why you're sharing these messages.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was having these amazing conversations with women like you in my network on like individual networking calls. And I was like, more people need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because it's so relatable. Like we all go through this. And like, I always say that self-care isn't squeezing in a bubble bath and a glass of wine on Sunday nights.
No. For me, self-care was actually saying no to alcohol completely.
Yeah, same here.
So that's radical. So, it's not for everybody, but it definitely opened the doorway to a lot more possibilities in my life when I said no to alcohol.
Yeah. It actually happened to me during the pandemic when I stopped socially drinking and I was just drinking by myself. And I was like,
you're like, what's going on? So again, that assessment, like, what's not working here?
Yeah, exactly. Which all brings back to that mindfulness and self-awareness, which really to me is the foundation of leadership. Like people kept telling me like, what's the one tip about leadership that you would like impart on people? And I'm like, well, self-awareness.
100%. Self-actualization. Like what is important about what's happening right now, being in the moment. Mindfulness. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. All right, well, we're going to wrap up. Anything else you want to add to this discussion?
Just honored to be here, having the conversation, putting it out there in the world. So thank you. Thank you for inviting me in here, Claire.
Yeah. I mean, these have been amazing so far. This is the 11th of this series, and it's literally booked out through October at the moment. So it has been an amazing and fulfilling and nourishing journey so far.
I love it. I love that this is what you're up to.
Yeah. I mean, we need to talk about this stuff because, like I said, people feel like they're alone sometimes.
I know.
In these transitions, especially when we're in the midst of transition. Like when we're going through these big divorces, when we're going through these big career changes, when we go through these like age-related transitions that we're all going through. Like,
yes. I'm feeling it now in my hips. I was like gardening yesterday and mowing, and like today my hips, I was like, oh, thank you for having a body that doesn't just bounce back as it used to.
I'm like, oh, I've just got a bum knee now. It's just a thing.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And having compassion, like it's okay. This is normal.
Exactly. So I just really wanted to help my audiences feel not as alone in these transitions, because we all try to navigate them with a variety of methods and a variety of success rates.
Yeah, that's a whole another topic here, Claire. Like how do we cope and what's not working with that?
Yeah, totally. So per usual, this is very powerful stuff that we're talking about here. And audiences, I mean, I definitely encourage you to share your own thoughts and feelings and stories and insights with us as well, because this is real. This is what we all go through.
Yeah, I'm so curious, like what's landed for somebody, what's shifted for them from listening to this conversation? What's your aha? Share it in the comments. We'd love to know.
Please, yes. And we'd love to know how these transitions have impacted you in your own lives and how you've successfully or unsuccessfully navigated them.
Right. Share your stories. My coach, he shares with me, he's like, your message is in your mess.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's like we get to honor our message that we received from life's messy transitions. So,
yeah. That's very similar to something that I say often, is like our external work is our internal work.
Yep.
At the end of the day, like I always joke that becoming a business owner is the fastest path to identifying your shadows.
100%.
Because they will be put on a pedestal and you cannot avoid them.
No, they come glaring out. New level, new devil is what I've heard is like, okay, you're going to do this new thing. So new doubts and worries and anxiety all show up because you're getting out of a comfort zone.
Yeah. Which is why learning how to navigate transitions is so important.
Yeah.
Because if we can learn how to cope with past or present transitions, then we can better apply ourselves in future transitions.
Yeah. Well said.
Man, I can go on soapboxes for days.
I know. That's what's again, another topic.
Right. Well, that's why I do so many videos. I'm like, all right, guys, we need to talk about this. Oh, all right. I'm going to wrap up. So thank you, Taryn.
Yeah, you're welcome.
For joining me. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure to be here, Claire.
Awesome. So I am looking for more guests. If you're interested on coming on this series and sharing your own perspectives, please reach out to me. I'll send you the sign up form, sign up link, and I can't wait to chat with you all. We are booked out until the end of October at the moment. So I recommend securing your spot sooner rather than later, because by the time we get to October, it'll probably be booked out till February or March.
Yes, absolutely. I know, it was such a joy. I was like, oh, I've got this. And we booked this several months ago. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's happening. And it's perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly. So in the meantime, please comment, like, and subscribe and share. Please check out Linktree/liminal clarity for all of my links. And then where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, and always my website. So TarynLaakso.com, TarynLaakso.
Great. And I'll put those links in the comments and
Great.
on the YouTube description, so they're easily accessible. And until next time, please remember that your authentic self is extraordinary. It is wonderful, and you owe it to yourself to create the elevated life that you know you are capable of. Take care, everyone.